What's going on, guys? Today I want to talk to you and touch back on something I talked about 6 months ago now, which is my cryptocurrency investments. And if you're in entrepreneurship, you've probably been following along, and there's so much talk right now about blockchain, cryptocurrency, people making a ton of money. And I want to share a couple insights with you. Now, first of all, my story is that I invested in something called the Tezos ICO about 5 or 6 months ago now, back in the summer. If you search through my videos, you'll be able to find the video where I made that investment. And right now, when I got in at about 40 cents per token, and right now it's at about $4 per token. So it has, increased by about tenfold. And of course, I'm super excited because I'm going to be able to sell this investment in February once it hits the markets, assuming everything goes as planned. And what I want to talk about is three things. First of all, how by diversifying your portfolio, you can counter the fact that on an individual basis, these cryptocurrency investments are high risk. Second of all, how you only have to be right once to really make it. And third of all, that once you get a little bit of skin in the game, you're going to start paying way more attention to investing and learn how to do it better. So before my investment into Tezos, I had just done a very, very small amount of investing and kind of boring, normal things. And I found myself in a position where I had some extra cash flow from my business and I wanted to do something fun with it. So, I admitted on that video 6 months ago that I was taking a risk. I'm not an expert in crypto. I know a little bit, probably a little bit more than the average person. And I decided to invest in the ICO. I read the white paper. It sounded intriguing to me, and I went for it. Now, this so far is turning out really well for me because I have about 10x that investment over 5 to 6 months. As a disclaimer, I haven't been able to sell it yet, but most likely in February, I'll be able to. And the thing about, my first 2 points of diversifying your portfolio, and you only have to be right once, kind of go hand in hand. Most people look at these crypto investments and see them as extremely risky things. And on an individual basis, they are risky. However, if you hedge your bets, invest in a number of different cryptocurrencies and a number of different asset classes outside of cryptocurrency, even if on an individual basis, these are all like penny stocks, risky investments, there's a large chance you'll lose all your money, but there's also a bit of a chance that you're going to 10x, 20x, 100x your money. That risk kind of levels itself out, because even if you're wrong 9 times and you're only right 1 time, you are still going to be way ahead than if you never got into the investing at all. For example, if you put $500 into 10 high-risk investments, 9 of them go to 0, and one of them multiplies by 50 in a year, you're still so much further ahead. And this goes into my next point, in that in today's day in entrepreneurship, with the speed that business is done, you really only have to be right once to make a lot of money, to make a name for yourself, etc. So for example, when it comes to starting a business or when it comes to investing in something like cryptocurrency, if you put a significant bet down on an idea on a cryptocurrency and that one you bet on takes off, it doesn't matter how many times you've been wrong, that one thing taking off can make you set for life. Now, although my investment is probably going to about 10x over 6 months, I didn't invest enough to be set for life. Having said that, it's going to be a very nice nest egg that I will use as the beginning of my investment portfolio. The third point I want to talk about is how it's important to get some skin in the game, just because if you don't have any money invested, you are not going to follow the market and you're not going to learn about investing. So more important than the returns I made on this one ICO investment is the fact that I have actually started to learn about cryptocurrency, learn how investments work, and I have a reason to pay attention to it. So that's why if you're watching this, I encourage you to, at the very minimum, invest $100, $200, $300 into something, and then watch as that, the money goes up and down, month to month, week to week, and you'll find that you're going to become more invested and you're going to start taking a genuine interest in investing. And if you talk to any high-level entrepreneur, high-level business person, and most wealthy people, they all invest their money and they all have their own unique investment strategies. And the only way you get there to a refined, effective investment strategy of your own later on in your life and career is if you start now playing a little bit in the investment market. Obviously, don't risk more than you can afford to lose. That's rule number one. But just get in there. Instead of just, watching and reading other people's opinions, at the very minimum, take a couple $100, make an investment, and see what happens. Now, I know some people in this video are probably going to comment, you shouldn't celebrate your 10x Tezos investment yet, and technically they're right. So there is always a chance that that investment will never hit the market, go to zero, but chances are it will. So on that note, guys, that's all I have for today. And if you like this kind of content, please like, comment, subscribe for more. Thanks.